You guys, Brooke Schofield is letting people know that though she was canceled for her resurfaced past tweets, she is not going to stop posting content online. She's been getting some backlash for resuming content as usual, but she had some things that she wanted to say about it. On the topic of things resurfacing online, we are going to be talking about Alix Earle because resurfaced screenshots from her past were brought to light and it's become this whole situation. People were saying that her lawyers were trademarking these screenshots so other people couldn't talk about them online and post them and make the story even bigger. But she's come out to address the situation after people had been urging her to, and honestly, I thought she was going to just let it be. I thought she was not going to say a single word, but she actually has. So we are going to be talking about all that has been said. In terms of Brooke Schofield, at the beginning of this month, she was really under fire after her old tweets from 2012 to 2015 went around. Fans were left shocked and disappointed, and Brooke ended up addressing the resurfaced tweets multiple times on TikTok, apologizing for what she said. In the end, brands were cutting ties and she took off from her canceled podcast that she does with Tana Mojo. Now, she's claimed she's not leaving the podcast forever, as someone did ask her on TikTok recently saying, "Are you done with the podcast forever?" And she says, "No, I promise." She had also been asked about the tour that her and Tana were about to do because prior to her old tweets resurfacing last month, Tana and Brooke announced that their canceled cross-country tour would be continuing. Tickets had already gone on sale and fans were left wondering if this situation would affect things, but it doesn't seem like it, as someone asked Brooke on TikTok this week, "What is happening with tour? I'm out $175, and Brooke said, "I'm personally still going to be there." Even though there's been a lot said about Brooke this month, she still continued to post on social media. She posted TikToks, Instagram stories, and photos, to which some haven't really loved. She recently did receive a comment from someone that said, "Girl, you can't just jump back online like this. Please take a break." And she said, "Genuinely asking why. I've spent years reframing my beliefs and I am learning still, but I have always known what I used to stand for. This is not new to me, it's new to the internet." She also responded to someone in a TikTok video who was trying to call her out for posting like nothing was wrong.
I just want to make sure you guys know that I am not trying to pretend like nothing happened or like nothing is wrong. We've seen this happen a million times with influencers and celebrities or whatever it is. And the typical like formula in a situation like this would be to go online, do your apology, wait it out, and then hope everybody forgets about it. And a lot of people just end up never talking about it ever again. And honestly, it works for a lot of people, but I just don't want to do that. I really meant what I said in my videos, and I know my delivery wasn't the best, but I do understand the gravity of the situation, and I understand the weight of my words and how much people were hurt by what I said. While I know how much has changed from then to now, I can't expect everybody else to. And I also know there's a lot of ways that I can still get better. You know, there really is no definitive end. You know what I mean? There's always going to be more for me to learn, and I am reading every single one of your guys' comments. I am listening to everybody, and I really do appreciate everybody who's holding me accountable. And I love you all so much, and I understand that there's people who are never going to forgive me, and you are completely valid and fully within your right, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying. I am not trying to just brush this under the rug. This is not like something I'm going to try to make go away or deny at all. I know what's happening. I know what I did was wrong, and I'm going to do better moving forward. I love you.
So Brooke is just going to keep pushing through all of this, it seems, and not let people try to say that she needs to take time off of the platform. But on the topic of screenshots resurfacing, this brings me into the Alix Earle story, which is truly so crazy, you guys, because the way that people have been alleging that she tried to handle this situation is wild. I mean, I have never heard anything like this before, ever. So Alix, for anyone who doesn't know, is huge on TikTok. She posts get ready with me videos, and she shared a behind the scenes of her life since college. She's now signed to Alex Cooper's Unwell Network and has a podcast of her own, and people really are so obsessed with her and the content that she posts. But when all of these tweets from Brooke Schofield's past resurfaced, there was also screenshots from Alix's past that resurfaced of her using a racial slur in a couple of posts. The screenshots were from an old AskFM account, which honestly, I forgot AskFM was even a thing until this started getting talked about. It was just something that was so far back in my memory, but screenshots had come out and people were sharing them online, expressing their disappointment in Alix. They wanted her to speak out and address it. Since it was getting talked about, people had shared these screenshots in the Do We Know Them podcast Reddit. Jessie Smiles and Lily Marson are the hosts of this podcast, and people will drop topics into this Reddit, hoping that they will see it and talk about it on their podcast. They've noted that they don't have any association with the Reddit though, like they don't moderate it or anything, but someone certainly thought that they did because they said they were reached out to, okay, by Alix's lawyers, right? This is what they were saying on their podcast, and were warned that they were not allowed to publicly share these images online of these screenshots of the offensive things that Alix said on Ask FM, saying that these images were copyrighted material. And thus started this whole story that Alix Earle, in order to not address the situation here, had her team trademark these screenshots as a way to prevent others from sharing it further online.
People who have a lot of money and just try to make things go away. Alix Earle had her lawyers email us. I have to say it. I can't keep it in.
It is the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
They emailed us, first of all, thinking that we have any control or association with our subreddit, even though it is stated multiple times on every single post that we have no affiliation with that. We don't moderate it.
Yeah.
We don't have any access to it. And either way, her lawyer contacted us and said that we have violated their copyright.
Oh, no. We have violated like a dozen laws,
rights.
according
Yeah,
to this
gave
email,
Janet a little
including
bit.
like money laundering or something. Like it's Janet level, like you're gonna go to jail for years. Like, but it was
you're
the
wondering
weirdest shit
why
ever.
this would even happen, because we haven't spoken about Alix Earle in a while. It's because someone posted on our subreddit on the like heels of the Brooke Schofield stuff. Well, Alix Earle apparently has her fair share of a racist past with using the N-word a lot on her Ask FM. And so people posted screenshots of that in our subreddit. And her lawyer said that they have a trademark to that, which is like, you trademarked her racist Ask FM things? Like,
Literally,
what?
I was like, oh, that's a creative tactic.
Right? Like,
People were just shocked hearing this, thinking that it was just such a wild thing for someone to do in order to prevent addressing an issue or saying an apology of sorts. But as the weeks went by, Alix did eventually come out to say something online, and this week she posted to her Instagram story and her TikTok story a long post apologizing for what she said on Ask FM, and she also denied the fact that her team had trademarked her old posts. She wrote, "A couple of weeks ago, screenshots surfaced from my old Ask FM account showing me using a slur in the summer of 2014. I am taking accountability and want to make it clear that I was 13 years old and did not understand the deeply offensive meaning behind that word. That is no excuse for using that word in any context or at any age. That absolutely is not the way I speak or what I stand for. I am deeply sorry that my words have hurt many and have led people to believe that I have any prejudice in my heart. I promise you that could not be further from the truth. My platform has always focused on positivity, entertainment, and uplifting others and will continue to do so. I am sincerely sorry to those I have offended. I regret how I handled this situation, allowing too many people to talk me out of saying something for too long. I wasn't sure how to handle it, and unfortunately the advice I was given, although well-intended, was wrong. There is no one to blame but myself for not standing my ground and going with my gut to speak out right away. In the absence of my addressing this, my silence allowed others to fill the void with rumors that simply aren't true. One rumor in particular is that I tried to trademark my old posts, which is absolutely ridiculous and untrue. Another is that a brand announced they are no longer working with me, even though we have never been in conversation with them about a partnership in any capacity. Regardless of what has been said online, I want to come on here to address the facts and, most importantly, apologize." So she was denying the trademark situation, which is really interesting because I want more backstory here. Like, if it's not true, then who the heck contacted Jessie and Lily that really long and extensive legal letter about all the things they were in violation of? Like, what person would have even faked that? You know, and what business do they have lying about something like that? I don't think that's something that they would ever do. And it's just such a crazy thing to make up. Like, who would think about that? And so I'm just wondering, like, who sent that to them if it wasn't Alix's team, you know, or if her team had just told her to say that it wasn't true because it was making her look so bad. Honestly, I do think that she was going to just kind of let this all blow over and, you know, let the conversation die out, because compared to Brooke, the conversation wasn't as big for her, but it was kind of getting bigger because of the claims that she had trademarked these screenshots. So I feel like she only really came out to avoid looking bad for trademarking screenshots, because it was making it seem like she was really trying to avoid the conversation. But I mean, who really knows? She's saying that it's not true, so that's what we gotta go with, I guess. But it has been so wild to see so many things from the past resurfacing and all that has been said because of it. But as of right now, that is what has been going on with Brooke Schofield, where she's at since everything went down, and the drama that Alix Earle found herself in at the same time. Let me know what you guys think about all of this, especially the trademark situation, because I cannot wrap my brain around this at all. But let me know your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.